So today we're missing Vale and Grinkle. Looks like Vale was previous scribe. Did they post? Did. Okay. So for this week, it would be Robert's turn to scribe. Are you okay doing it, Robert?
Yep.
Okay. As for Grinkle and Vale, do you want to have someone play them to, keep your party power higher? You want them in the background? What do you want to do with them?
Did we agree that we play people who are absent? I think we talked about it. I'm not sure we talked with Vale, but I'm pretty sure Grinkle was okay with that.
That's sort of my default. I mean, if people really don't want their characters played, we can go with that, but it does decrease the party's power a little bit, not having access to, everyone's skill sets. I know in the past I've had, whole plans fall apart because the group doesn't have their teleport they needed. For something they were trying
I'm
to do.
happy to play Grinkle. I've done it already a couple of times, so...
Alright.
I'm okay with him.
I could take Vale, but no promises that I do the best job.
Well, it's understood. I'm not.
Arcana check. That's what you're here for.
Yeah, I'll use Vale for her knowledge skills, and I'll just have her cast cantrips.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be doing the RPing of them as best I can.
Yep.
It's more for in combat. All right, and I think Grinkle.
Speaking of in combat.
Indeed.
Yeah, we are in combat.
All right, so Robert, you have Grinkle, and Kaladin, you should have Vale.
Thank you. I'll try to open up that sheet right now.
Alright, and is someone willing to give a read of Vale's post to kind of get us refreshed on what's going on? Anybody?
I don't have a problem doing it.
Alright, thank you, Kaladin.
Okay. In our meeting with the Irontide Commander, Orkart, our priority is stop the attacks on the people of Char by the Irontide. To this end, we're prepared to offer Orkart our scroll of true polymorph, a valuable treasure in exchange for a cessation in raids against Char and the release of any slaves taken from the population of Char. While Orkart was amendable to this deal, he proposed a different offer that would allow us to both keep our scroll and still earn favor from him. We'd go down into the sealed-off cave systems beneath the Irontide encampment and investigate the disappearance of a scouting party that Orkart had set down there some time ago. We agreed, and we headed down into the cave network after a night's rest, during which time Robert and Grinkle brought some items of dubious value from the Hobgoblin merchant. It appears that the sword Grinkle bought from Robert is magical, and can speak to him in his mind. Inside we found that the floor of the cave was covered in soft sand. After exploring a short way, we were ambushed by a pair of onkegs, which we were able to dispatch without too much difficulty. Sometime later, we came across a strange arcane rune carved in the wall that began glowing when approached by any member of the party. It appeared to be a warning of some kind, but I was unable to remember what exactly its meaning was. In a room just past this rune was a strange black box. We decided to play it safe and use Grinkle's magic hand to pull it closer to us. Once we had it, some investigation revealed a switch on the side. When activated, strange runes began to play on the surface. In a sequence, we put our heads together and were able to solve the puzzle it presented, which caused the box to open. We took treasure, which included several spell scrolls, maho, 3 unidentified potions for ourselves. Elsewhere in the cave, we found more of the runes carved into the walls. cards hadn't revealed to me the danger that these runes pose, so I was convinced that they wouldn't be a threat to us. I foolishly walked past one of them, causing it to activate, setting off a wave of force that damaged our party severely. We decided we could do with the rest. We decided to return to the safety of our camp, and had nearly finished the rest there when we had heard shouting from inside the cave. The guards posted outdoors seemed to recognize it as belonging to one of their own. At their arguing, we headed back inside to find a member of the Irontide being attacked by an Ankeg and strangely a pair of druids. They seemed as if they had some kind of magical bond with the monsters. They told us that they would not suffer outsiders and wanted this member of the Irontide dead. Grinkle attempted to resolve the situation diplomatically, but the discussion quickly broke down. We had a fight on our hands. We managed to defeat them, but the question of who they are and what they are doing in this place remains. I don't think we've managed to defeat them yet, so that's like a little.
No,
she saw the future.
Oh, she can see the future. Yeah,
she saw the future.
That's what that was. She's seeing the future. Another correction: they said that he is their prisoner. They didn't say they want him dead.
Yeah, I remember that as well. They weren't. Yeah.
Yeah, they said they had several of them prisoner.
And another comment from my side, like I love how Valor how she wrote Orchard. So this is like a mouthful.
Yeah.
Or like Emilia Earhart, almost like Orchard.
Orchard, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it is the.
It is Orchard, like it's O-R-K.
Yeah, it's Orchard.
Yeah, it's the way I spelled it.
A-R-D.
Okay. I asked Lou to spell it for me.
Although maybe Orchard is his his stage name.
Yeah, maybe. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, that's how you spell it. All right. So you can pick things up. It is the. Where is it? She could just pin things open sometimes. It is the 3rd of autumn at 11 a.m. as the group continues to fight off these druids who don't seem to like you being here. Although, also seem to be an enemy of the Irontide, which could be something of value, depending on how this plays out. So, the Ankeg soldier is going. Oh, it looks like it was Piston Robert. So, used its spray. Let's see if that recharges. No. Okay, so it is going to lunge at Robert with a vicious bite. But Robert will bravely raise his shield, absorbing the impact. As the Ankeg rears up, gets ready to go again. But first, the Hobgoblin. Or you have something?
Yep. I posted in the chat. I will use another Spirity Dice to counterattack.
Alright, so a quick riposte with your new magical blade.
And this would be... Okay, I don't have it in my... Okay, I'll riposte that.
Alright, so you figure out from using this blade that attacks made with reactions gain an extra +1 to damage and attack. So 23 will strike, doing 14 slashing.
I forgot you had a very not cursed talking sword.
Yeah,
your sword is awesome.
And yeah. I'm using the mastery feature here, so the Ankeg has disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you impose disadvantage.
It is before the start of my next turn, so okay, so it's not end. Gotcha. Yeah, but just in case.
Alright, so the Hobgoblin goes. He is going to take the... Actually, he's gonna... 10, 15, 25, 30. Move around this way, taking the dodge action. Are you going to let him move past you?
Yeah.
He says, I need a weapon. And that will be the end of his round. Kaladin.
At the end of Robert's turn, he gets some temp HP, right?
Oh yeah.
Or was that his turn, or no? You were just doing off-turn stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was not
Yes.
my turn, yeah.
Although he does have to remember to say it, but yeah, I'll say that's fine for this time. So if you want to roll this temp HP, because it's a may give, you don't have to give it.
Oh,
I mean, I
what,
know
to
you
the
pretty much
hobgoblin?
always want to, but yeah.
No, my turn wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, that was a
Yeah,
reaction.
because that was
You are
the off
correct.
turn.
Yeah.
That was my bad. I shouldn't have even brought it up. Is standing right here? Does this count? Even though it's like only half in the aura. Can I receive temp HP from the square?
By the way, when
It's 35, so that would be no.
Okay,
Lou,
so I need to step like here.
would I be able to, because when he moves past and he says about needing a weapon, can I just kind of point to my belt where I have a stack of javelins for him to grab one? And
So if you do that, he will indeed grab one as an item interaction.
Yep.
Give you a nod. Alright, so go ahead, Kaladin.
Yeah, so I just step completely into the aura, and I will make my action to attack the near-death druid that was just revived.
So she is still prone, so you would have advantage.
Okay, that's awesome. So yeah, here's unarmed strike. That's a crit.
That will crit.
So
For
10 damage.
10, which we'll put her down again. Give her a
And,
level of exhaustion.
She needs to make a saving throw, DC 13. I think it's dexterity. Let me make sure. Strength saving throw, or be pulled towards me.
Shoot auto fail because she is helpless right now.
Okay, so
make
she's pulled
strength
away.
saves.
She's pulled away from him, like towards me 1 square.
Okay. Anything else?
Yep, and then I will move. Can I stand on top of her in her square?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will like kind of move into the square, standing over her, and use my bonus action. I'm going to do flurry of blows, so spend my last focus point to attack this druid over here.
Okay.
So here's the first one.
16 will strike her with the first hit. Doing a 7.
Is this one also female?
Yes, they both are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm so sorry, man. Jeez.
here's the next.
Yeah, the watery fist will strike a second time. Doing 6 points of damage. Alright.
I'll say it's not too late to surrender, and that's all I'll do.
She says, "You'd attack a downed opponent. You're a bastard." The downed druid will make a death save, which she's obviously not getting up yet. That is it for her. Robert.
How good or bad does the Angheg look?
You got 9.
The Ankheg is slightly wounded. It's got like some scrapes from fighting.
Okay.
A couple of nicks in its armor.
Let me think. I will use my bonus action for another second wind.
Okay. So 6 plus fighter level is 9, I believe.
Yep. And then I will move towards here,
Mm-hmm.
allowing him to do attack of opportunity if he wants.
Yeah, give me one moment.
Nil, was temp HP at the end of my turn or at the beginning of my turn?
End. It's at the end. That 9 was for Kaladin.
Okay, gotcha.
Just a quick question. Do you have something giving you extra hit points besides your con? And your, aid?
Oh, feet.
Okay, you do have a feat. I was looking. It's like your HP is high. Tough. Got it. Okay. So yes, he will use his reaction to take a snap at you with his bite. Luckily, you would block the attack.
And I use another superiority dice to attack him again.
Alright.
As a repel. While, I would presumably while I'm still here.
Alright, so you spend your reaction to attack him.
Yes, and this would be 13, right? Because of...
Yeah, 13 unfortunately is not enough, so that will miss.
I just wonder, am I flanking with anyone? No?
No.
No, I'm not flanking with anyone. Let me see if I'm able to... Am I able to use precision attack when I already used... one, like this one, I already used...
As long as the overall precision dice don't, or your overall superiority dice don't inhibit it.
It was just, there was some limitation sometimes that I'm not able to use superiority dice twice on an attack, but this is not kind of... let me see, I'll just... Let me read this. Each time, no.
So you can only use
You
one
can use
maneuver.
only one per attack. So no, I don't think I can here.
Yeah, because the maneuver would have been the riposte.
Okay. So I'll just move here then.
Okay.
And then I'll attack him normally. The guy who is standing.
Alright, with an offhand attack?
No, I never attacked Anghak, so it was...
Oh,
it was
right. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So I still have a normal attack.
Yeah, 25 will strike, doing 8 points of damage.
No, I have... Yes, 14, because I have a feat.
The reroll, right?
Okay, so 14. Got it. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright.
My temporary hit points, please.
Yep.
I'll put her to very wounded. Vale goes.
Okay. I think Vale will just cast maybe actually Ray of Frost and attack the Anke.
Alright, so she blasts it, but 13 once again will not hit its AC 14 armor.
I think she's then gonna back up back here, I think. So well actually maybe can I go back one more or is that a wall?
That would be a wall back there unless you're squeezing.
So she's just gonna back up to here.
Okay.
That's what she'll do.
Nil.
And then she gets my 10 HP. She gets 8.
Awesome.
I will move here to try and break up a line, possibly. And I will just hit the Anheg in front of me with my battle axe.
Alright. So you come up to the Ankheg, bringing your axe down. Oh, but no, that 9 versus a 14, that is not enough. So his armor will protect him.
Get myself 5, got more. Yep, my turn.
Alright, Grinkle.
Okay. Grinkle will do something interesting. Grinkle doesn't want to be near Anghag when it potentially uses like he wants to move so we don't like if Grinkle moves here. Yeah, I think if he I'm trying to avoid having two 2 targets for Angheg's breath attack.
So he would have to be here.
Yeah, okay.
He would be squeezing, because he'd be partially on the wall square.
Okay, then he will move here. From here, he will make an attack with the crossbow on this guy, and then he will move the last one.
Okay. So he fires at her.
And he does it. His light crossbow.
Oh, well, that is going to hit the wall. Alright,
And
anything else?
here. And no, that's it.
Alright, so the druid goes. She chants out of desperation and says, "I'm sorry, my sister." As she casts a spell. There is a sudden explosion of thunder energy. I need con saves from the two of you as a thunder wave hits.
From me and who?
You and
me.
Kaladin.
He's there. Sorry, I didn't see him below that.
Alright, so Kaladin is struck by the thunder wave and goes flying backward for 10 feet. Robert would make it, taking 3 thunder and not moving. As a bonus action,
How much damage did I take?
6 damage.
Okay.
As a bonus action, she is going to... no, she can't do that. She is just going to be done. So new round, the Ankheg goes.
Did you kill her sister?
Is this guy good? Is her sister dead?
She was struck by it. You don't know if she's dead. Unless you, take a moment to examine. Just from your passive perception, she does look like she's still breathing.
Wow.
But she does not look good. Alright, so the soldier, Ankheg soldier, does not recharge his blast. He is going to move here, then give you an opportunity attack if you want to take it, Nil.
Who does he look like he's going for?
He looks like he is going for Robert.
Okay, I won't take it.
Okay, so he comes over here and attacks you with the flank. Snapping at you, angry that you are attacking his keeper. Oh, 26.
Is that a crit?
It's not a crit, no.
Okay.
He just has flank. So Robert is caught off guard as suddenly the Ankheg jump scares him from behind and bites his shoulder. 11 slashing, 4 acid. And you are now grabbed by it. Which I believe... Oh no, is it no, you're not restrained, it's just a grapple. It's an auto grapple. So you're grabbed.
11 slashing for acid, so 15, so that would be here, and 9 from here. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it is holding you by the shoulder, chittering angrily. Luckily, you are not restrained, but it does not feel good. The Hobgoblin says, "I have your back." As he comes in for the flank, does an attack with his long sword. Oh, and he's
Javelin.
or javelin.
Javelin.
Yeah,
Give
that's
him
what
javelin.
javelin. I just have a long sword macro. He is going to crit. So javelin, I believe, is D6s. Oof.
D6.
Not the best crit. 6 points of damage. Barely even registering. He curses and ends his turn. Kaladin.
Okay. I will step right here. That's within 15 feet. So I will use my action to attack the druid.
Alright. Yeah, 15 will strike her.
Got a weird thing where it's like blocking my damage.
Alright, so that will put her down.
And then I'll move back a space And I am trying to, I don't know if it makes a difference, I'm not sure the rules, but I'm trying to be non-lethal, like trying to knock out.
You have to call that when you put them down, if you want to do
My bad.
non-lethal. So if you do non-lethal, she would not get an exhaustion level, she would just fall unconscious.
And then I move back to space, and I'm going to attack the Ankeg.
Okay.
With my bonus action. 22.
Yeah, 22 will strike.
Alright, so here's damage, and it needs to make a strength save, DC 13. Or
Okay.
get pulled towards me.
Okay. So the water will wrap around it, pulling on it, but it just kind of screeches and does not move.
Damn. Big bastard. That'll be the end of my turn. 10 HP.
So the druid will expire. That is it for her. Robert.
Yeah, I guess like he's where I want him to be, and I'm flanking, so I'll just attack him.
All right. So you slash.
I nod approvingly to the hobgoblin for flanking with me, and thank him.
All right. So 24 will strike, cutting him for 15 slashing, which will wound him. Get him angry at you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I'm done. 10 HP, please.
All right, Vale.
Vale will just Ray of Frost again.
Alright, so fires a Ray of Frost. But once again, versus AC 14, that will dissipate off his carapace.
I didn't foresee this happening.
Exactly. Alright, so Vale's turn is ending. Nil.
Hit the Ankeg. The Ankeg. Okay.
Alright, so Vale
Fair play.
rushes up with a distraction from Robert. 20 will indeed strike, bringing the axe down and cutting it for 6. Getting its attention.
Okay, yep.
I said Vale or nil? Nil, right? Yeah, nil. Alright, so your turn ends. Crinkle.
Grinkle will look at the Ankhag and he'll just say, "Stop bugging us, you bug!" And he will cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay. So, wisdom save. The Ankhag steals itself from your comments and is unaffected.
Damn it! I need to think of better insults. And
That's a
then
bonus versus dad jokes.
last time Ankhag, last time it breathed acid. How long was the attack?
It was a 30-foot beam of acid.
Okay, I'm just Grinkle. He's just cautious and he wants to be safe from this thing. He'll just move away to about here. Or maybe here, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
And no.
Alright, so the druid is still unconscious. New round. The soldier. So it is going to turn towards Nil and attack you with a vicious bite. It lunges at you, but you slam its face with the bottom of your weapon, knocking it back as it shakes its head angrily, ending its turn. The hobgoblin will viciously stab, but the creature just smacks the attack down, screeching at him. Kaladin.
All right. I will do 2 attacks, one my action, bonus action, doing like a 1-2 combo with my water whips.
By the way, how does flanking work when you're attacking at range? Melee attacks at range.
You can't. You have to be adjacent to flank.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the one downside of reach.
Yeah.
Upsides and downsides. Anyway, so here's my first attack. I'm sure that
Alright.
misses.
Yeah, so the water just kind of slaps against it. He doesn't even notice.
And here's the second one. Ooh, even worse.
Another slap of water. He is getting ready to attack Nil again.
It penetrate its armor. That'll be all.
Alright, Robert.
Yes. Yeah, I have nothing better to do than just attack it.
Alright, 24. Yeah, so that gets through its armor. Another vicious strike, doing 15. And putting it to badly wounded as it starts to hobble, changing anger towards you. Oh, it doesn't have disadvantage.
Wondering. I'm just wondering. And this and this and this. Maneuvering in both. Nah, yeah, I'm done.
Alright, Vale.
Vale now has new insight and knows exactly where she needs to aim, so she's gonna rain frost.
Alright.
23.
Yeah, 23 will indeed blast it finally.
2 damage.
Slightly chilling it. And it is still up. It's still angry.
I think it's got like reduced movement speed as well.
Yeah. It's still up and still angry at Robert.
I don't know. Yes,
Alright.
it's holding Robert, but Robert is not planning to go anywhere.
Yeah, and actually I forgot, it has you in its mouth, so it wouldn't be able to attack Nil. Nil. So technically,
Yes.
it should have attacked you, but oh well.
I will hit it again.
Alright.
Nice.
Alright, so that will connect as you cut
Oh.
into it, knocking it down. And for now, ending the combat.
As soon as the creature dies, I will just tell to everyone, to Hobgoblin and to Nil and to Kaladin, let's restrain the guy. We need him back as an evidence for Orchard.
I'm already on it, and I'm
Bastard.
the rope guy, so
Bastard
I will.
druids. He says they have my friends still. Thank you for your assistance. I don't know who you are, but obviously,
Orchard was asking us to find out what happened to you and your friends.
He says,
We need your how they say it. What do you do in court?
testimony.
Yeah, we need your testimony.
Account. He says, I would be happy to give the information of what happened here. As I said, several of our soldiers are still being held captive by these strange druids. We should gather our things and leave. These, they can come through the walls in the dirt, much like the Ankhegs they shepherd. So we are not safe here.
We are close to the surface, so let's go up, regroup, and think what we do next.
I'll restrain the druid with rope.
Okay, so you tie up the druid, taking her
I'm assuming
prisoner.
she's not very heavy. Doesn't have like a lot of equipment.
No, she seems like she's a gnome, so she's very small.
Yes,
she
I'll just
has
put her over my
her
shoulder.
focus, her components pouch, If you're
Put
interested.
something in her mouth. From what I know, sometimes there are some spells that don't require verbal, don't require moving your hands.
Yeah,
So
I've got plenty of rope, so I'll bind her mouth as well, gag her.
Okay. So this
I'm
is
gonna
what
pick up the other
she
druid.
has. This is what the living one has on her. The dead one has the leather armor, staff, and another 30 nature components and another druid focus. Does anyone have knowledge nature?
Ooh. Does Grinkle?
I'm looking. Yes.
So
Trained even.
Grinkle would find it odd that these druids are shepherding Ankhegs. Ankhegs are not supposed to be trainable, as far as you know. They only answer to a queen, usually. Also, you would know that you are able to collect essence from Ankhegs, like any other beast, which can be used for
let's spend a couple of minutes to just grab those components from druids and essence from Ankhegs. Maybe Grinkle can do it with his knowledge nature if he's trained.
I'll write these down in Vale's sheet.
So who is is anyone taking the potion and nature components?
Vale will take the potion, so I'll just mark what should I mark the location as, I guess?
Let's grab the medallion as well, just so we can show it to someone, just in case. As an example of how it looks. I'll take the medallion.
Alright, so you collect.
Does it look like the medallion that does it look like an Anhag hat or something? Or I'm just wondering if this is some like a common known druid circle? Or is it
so the symbol seems to be what looks like how to describe it? Like a large boulder that might be kind of underground.
No idea, guys.
Does anyone have history?
I do.
Here's the soldier essence. So history might actually tell you something.
Vale does as well. Can Vale also roll?
Sure. So it looks like a dwarven symbol. It resembles an old clan symbol that had existed during the previous empire. A clan of barbarians known as the Deep Rock. Looks very similar to it. Though obviously these, as far as you can tell, are not barbarians.
Yeah, so then it is weird for a druid to bear this symbol, right? It's not common.
Yeah, it's definitely out of the ordinary. Alright, so you collect their components, the potion, it was 70 Maho of nature components total, and a medallion, and you said you're heading out?
Let me take, I already have some nature components, I'll grab those. 70, right? So I'll have, I'll take.
And one other thing, does anyone have proficiency in leatherworking?
No.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I'm looking. I don't believe so.
Does anyone? I'll say any of you who have proficiency in light armor might know that Ankheg leather is actually very strong and can be used to make like even heavy armors. If you would get a very skilled leather worker, like Ankheg carapaces. But
interesting.
Obviously, it would take quite a bit to skin something like this. Lots of time.
Yeah. But let's just mark them on the map and think about it later. I don't think we have time for that.
Alright, so the group is retreating for now. Go ahead and delete your...
Check. I have taken nature components.
I put the potion on Vale's sheet.
Well, she took the potion and leather armor and stuff. We just don't care. And
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and delete your tokens if you're leaving the area.
Yes. Let's go up and regroup.
Okay. So you head back out to the cave. At this point, several soldiers are kind of assembling, as if they may have been ready to come in to help you. The guard says, "What happened? Are you all right?" He sees one of the hobgoblins come out from behind you, and he says, "Brother." He kind of embraces him. He says, "Where are the others?" He says, "They're still prisoner by these strange druids. I think one of you said they call themselves the Deep Rock."
That's right.
We don't know what they call themselves. We just know that this symbol looks like a Deep Rock symbol from Deep Rock Dwarven clan. No idea why they would have it.
Says, "Looks like you bagged a gnome."
We sure did.
He says, "She should be brought before Orchard immediately. He should decide her fate."
Agreed. I'll ask the one that we rescued. Will you come with us to speak to your leader about the things that happened?
He nods. He says, "I can go and speak to Orchard. Yes, I'll tell him of what happened." Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, then let's go and tell him what happened and deliver a prisoner.
Okay.
While we are moving, I will try to kind of probe the surface of the ice in terms of Nil. What does he think about it? Like how does he feel about those druids? Is there anything does he feel fine that we had to deal with them? They did seem trying to hurt us. I don't think that there is anything noble about them. What are your thoughts, Nell?
Same. At the moment, they seem same to all the other bandits, taking
Exactly.
prisoners, expanding claims.
Yeah, you're right.
Obviously, I try to speak reason with them, but didn't work because they obviously are not friendly. So,
Appreciate the effort, Crinkle.
He says, "Yeah, had to do what we had to do." Vale would say, "I feel maybe slightly weary. We did sort of invade their territory. Druids are not usual. Well," she says, "druids can be aggressive, but they usually just guard ancient places, groves that are sacred to them. And she lowers her voice and says, the Iron Tide obviously are not being sacred with these runes they're excavating. But I don't know." She says, I'm weary of all of this." Alright. Is anyone saying anything? She's kind of keeping her voice down so the hobgoblins don't hear her as you're walking.
This the assassin chick?
No, this is Vale.
Oh, Vale.
I'm role-playing Vale, because Vale seemed like she wasn't super happy about fighting the druids.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't be. Listen, we can only worry about so much. Right now, I'm trying to worry about Char, and stopping the assault on them. I don't know what's up with these druids or why they're even down here or what they think they're protecting, but we can't worry about everybody.
And we can't forget about freeing the slaves.
She says, "Did you see how they seem to have tamed the Ankeg? I didn't think something like that was even possible. Maybe they could be allies, against common enemies, should the need arise." Again, she's very careful to keep her voice down.
I suppose it's possible.
It's harder now, though, because we did kill one of them.
Well,
technically, she killed one of them, and I point towards the prisoner. She was the one who made the blow.
I mean, clearly these people are zealots if they're willing to sacrifice their own in combat. I'm not sure they're the type to be able to be reasoned with.
I don't know, she says, but well, I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out. Sometimes the fates are even foggy with me. I can only see so much. Alright, so I'm not gonna bring up Orcard's map, but I will say that you come into the area where he is with Erdul. They explain to him what happened. He says, well done in saving one of my people. It sounds like there's... do you tell him about the chests or the runes? Because actually the hobgoblins wouldn't know about that.
I think we would, yeah. I don't think we would.
He says, it sounds like there's a lot of danger down there. Do you think these druids are the ones that set up the runes?
I don't know who else could have. I mean, they're protecting whatever's down there, right? And there seems to be protections down there. They must have been the ones who set it up.
Strange magic for a druid to bear.
Maybe we should ask. We should ask this guy, and I just point towards the hobgoblin we rescued. Have you seen them setting up those runes? Have you seen anything at all? Were you blindfolded, or like what did you see?
He says, no. Actually, we never saw any runes. We were entering the main area when the floor was taken out from under us, and we fell into a pit area where we were attacked. Several of us were killed, and the others surrendered because we're obviously in a bad position. And when I was coming out, I similarly came through some of the tunnels that the Ankhegs had dug. I never went past any runes. So there might be other ways down to them.
How long have you been the prisoner?
He says, only a few days. Norcard nods. He says, yes, they've been missing for 2 days, so not long.
Did they talk to you? Did they demand anything? Like,
he says, I'm not sure what they wanted with us. If they were going to try to trade us to get Orcard to leave, I don't know. It seemed like they might be setting up a prisoner exchange, but I didn't speak their language. This is some kind of strange, almost elvish sounding dialect. Nerdul would say Druidic. It's an old language that all the clans speak. He nods. He says yes. Orcard scratches his chin. He says this could be a problem. If we have these druids under our feet, I'm surprised they haven't dug up into our cave and started attacking us. Wonder why they haven't. He says,
those Anheg are nasty. Like, they are very formidable.
Oh, and these druids, for some reason, it seems like the more powerful ones can take the form of Ankhegs. Nardul says, are you sure? He says, yes, I've seen some of the older druids become Ankhegs to dig tunnels. And he says that shouldn't be possible. Druids can only assume the form of beasts. Interesting. Maybe some ancient clan? Orcard shrugs. He says, this is your area of expertise, not mine. We have the gods damn wyverns above and now bugs below us. This deal gets worse every day. He says, well, thank you for what you've done so far. Wasn't actually expecting to get any of my men back, and you've already brought me back one. So you've turned out to be a competent ally, something in short supply these days.
And what would you have us do past this? I mean, now you know why your men disappeared. What kind of risk are you willing to take? What kind of resources are you willing to expend to get the rest of your men back?
Erdul says, if I may, warlord, these druids most likely are guarding something of value. Oftentimes, druidic circles form around places of power within Gaian. It might be worthwhile to expend some forces to look into it. This is underground? They're taking out the ground below our, or they've been taking out ground below our troops. I could lose a whole battalion easily. He says maybe work for a more specialized group, and he kind of nods to you guys. Maybe. He says, "What say you all? Is this something of interest to you?"
Well, there's only one problem. The runes. We need some way to be able to disarm them. They're very dangerous. We were able to bypass one of the runes, but only by sending a magical hand past it. We weren't actually able to cross it ourselves. So when it comes down to the runes, the only way we have of disarming them is by walking through them and almost killing ourselves.
Does anyone else say anything? I've been role-playing with myself for a while.
Rob kind of... Yeah, Rob confirms. Like, that's exactly what I wanted to say.
So, Orkard will look back to Erdul, who taps his chin, and says, "There might be a way, but it will not be, well, without cost." He says, do you have any ritual casters?
We look towards Vale.
And Grinko raises his hand as well. Me.
He says, "There is an old hobgoblin ritual that can be used to dispel such magical traps, though it takes time and it takes components." He says, "I do not have a large supply of arcane components on me, but with this ritual I can teach you. You can use Maho and the ritual to pull out the magic within the rune and even use it yourself."
Interesting.
Wow. We definitely want to learn this. I'm sure Vale is probably super excited to learn that.
We do have some arcane components. Vale, do you have any? Grinko has 150.
Let me look.
And the arcane components, because we also have a bunch of different essence, or is it a different thing?
Essence
Or can
is different.
essence be turned into components?
It can be, but it takes longer, and you need essence to do the crafting separately.
Okay.
So you can convert essence to components. It takes an hour, and you can convert half the essence value into components. Well, half. So it's you take the Maho, you times it by the CR, and then you divide that by 1/2, and that's how many Maho of components you get.
Quite bad conversion rate, I think.
I thought for sure that Vale had some, but they're not marked on this character sheet. Maybe they're on the D&D Beyond character sheet that he uses, but
Maybe he used them already. I don't know. Well, we can ask him when he gets back. But yeah, so Erdul would say you don't have to use arcane components. Religious or nature components should work as well for the ritual.
Oh, well, you have nature components, right, Robert?
Yeah, I have a bit of nature components, and Grinko has arcane components.
I've got 200 religious.
Yeah, we have a bit. Like, we haven't been spending them at all, so we've been hoarding them. So it's a good use. How many do we need for one ritual?
Well, my question though is what would you be willing, or what would you be willing to trade for this knowledge? Because this is a very powerful hobgoblin secret, not something we usually would just give to you.
Well, I suppose.
And if you want, you can use Grinkle's checks with your arguments. If you want to use his role for persuasion.
Yeah, so Grinkle will probably say, like, guys, we are helping you. So if you don't give it to us, how are we gonna help your friends? Like we are not doing, like, for us. We would just go away and be done with it. Like, this is you who want it. You are the ones who want to save your soldiers.
Give me a persuasion. This is granted, but this is a very powerful secret of my people. Not something that often leaves the Nazic Empire. I know that most of your Arcanists don't have it. Don't think it's in any of your books. So surely there is something of value you could trade, because you will most likely use this again beyond this place.
I would sort of whisper to Robert and Grinkle's ear, like, perhaps we could promise them a share of the treasure we find.
Nah. Let me try this. And Robert just kind of digs into his bag and digs around and pulls out a ruby, the one that we found quite a long time back. The ruby worth 200 gold.
So Erdul scratches his chin. He says, "Yes, this is nice. I don't suppose you have any scrolls. Obviously, you don't have to give me your true polymorph scroll, but any other spells that could come in handy."
Can you check if Vale has any? I don't.
Well, yeah, once again, I think Vale definitely does, but not on this character sheet.
I thought Vale only used this character sheet.
No, I'm almost positive. Doesn't she use the beyond 20 like macro?
I'm not sure, actually. I'll have to check with her. I would rather people use this sheet.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure she had knock, for example.
Because she has a bunch of items on here, as well as her macros. I don't know. Alright, well, if it's not there, we'll just, for now...
Yeah, let's not.
So he says, alright, what about arcane components? He says, my supplies have been getting a bit low. Do you have any of those to trade?
Yeah, we can. What about 100 of those?
Give me another check from Crinkle.
Yep. Ooh, damn it, Crinkle.
He says 120.
Okay, let's make it 120.
This is excellent. We have a deal then. And you give him the ruby and 120 maho. And he will give Vale a very old-looking scroll, which seems to detail some kind of arcane ritual of dispel magic. It seems to cost 50 maho of components per level of the effect you're dispelling, and take 10 minutes to do.
Interesting.
So should I just write a scroll of dispel magic ritual?
Sure, yeah.
But then, she needs time to write it down. Or can we just use it from the scroll? Is it not a typical scroll? Or does she need to write it down into her spellbook as usual?
So it definitely would help to have it in her spellbook, but it is a pure ritual. It's not actually like a spell.
I'm not sure. Can you cast rituals from scroll without expanding scroll?
Not generally, but usually, so true, like, actual scrolls have magic imbued in them, which destroys the scroll when it's used. This is more just the
knowledge
instructions.
of it. Yeah,
okay, it's
the
like
instructions.
It is more like page of a spellbook, in a way.
Yeah, sort of, exactly. It's more the instruction of how to do it.
Okay.
Erdul says, very well. My only ask is that you try to keep this somewhat of a secret.
Why?
Don't just go giving it to every other Teruvian Arcanist you meet.
Oh, the knowledge.
Yes, this knowledge is precious to my people.
I don't think we're gonna do that. We need a little bit of competitive advantage as adventurers. So
this is excellent. Well, this should be of help dealing with these runes. I know when our people fought with the Dwarven rune masters in ancient times, it was quite important to the war that our Arcanists could use this ritual.
Makes sense.
Maybe last thing before we start thinking what to do with it. Looking at the effect that those rules were producing, Any guesses what level they could have been? By the way, did we cast detect magic near them? I think we did. I think we tried to detect magic and
the runes.
maybe.
I mean, they had evocation auras. You weren't sure what. Well, you probably could use Arcana to deduce that.
Maybe Vale can try to do it because she did like someone actually cast detect magic while we were investigating it. Maybe by the intensity of glow, you could approximate what spell level it would be. Because I don't want to spend like cast a ritual and cast it on too low.
Give me a Arcana check from Vale.
I'll try. Can I try Grinkle as well, just for Jack of all trades?
Yeah, sure. Either's fine.
Take a guidance as well as you're doing your calculations.
Yeah.
Grinkle is it's not sure. He says, yeah, it was glowing runes. I don't know much about what they did, what level they were. Who has Vale? I think that's Kaladin.
He said he's be right back. Going to grab
coffee. I'll just roll. So Vale would say it seemed like the intensities varied. Some of those runes were more powerful than others. I think the levels that I saw anyway were most likely between first and third level.
Okay, but maybe good thing that we can do it when we get there. I thought that detecting the magic is still a ritual. We don't have to expend any magics, so we could try to find out what level it is before we do a ritual, so we don't waste resources.
Give me what's Vale's passive investigation? She might notice something.
I don't know. You have her.
I guess I could look.
Paladin is away.
She's not trained in it. Alright. So never mind. What are you gonna do? What is the plan? It's currently about 11:30 in the AM.
Well, I think we should at least take a short rest and then move.
Orcard says, the boulder is in the way again, yes? He says, yes, my lord, Yes, warlord, we have several of our soldiers watching it. He says, well, now that we know they can just dig up from under us, it's less effective, but at least this cave is more rocky, so I think the mine would present more of an obstacle for them to get into. Still, have our people be on guard. These druids might become hostile, and then they could come from anywhere.
Yeah, I just have a feeling we don't have time to waste for long, like resting for a long time. Just a short nap, a little bit of clean our feathers, and we can go. What do you guys think?
Whatever you feel you need, and as a reward for what you've done, bringing one of my soldiers back, he will give you 50 gold pieces. He says, I would be willing to give more if you saved more of them.
Okay, so that would be 10 each. So maybe I'll write to Grinkle.
Erdul says, what of the druid? He says, well, the gnome wouldn't be of much use as a slave. Perhaps he should just be, or she should just be put to death. As revenge for what they've done against the Iron Tide.
But guys, Robert just starts. Guys, you have them on the plate. Like, you can interrogate her. You can just ask what happened. You can find out why are they there, what's happening, and why did they grab your people.
Erdul says, that's not a bad idea, my lord. Remember, this is not the Nazic. The soldiers sometimes do talk. They will not just stonewall until executed here. They do value their lives more. He nods. He says that's a good point. Are you saying something, Nil?
Yeah. Don't. She has value, Orchard. Both for her knowledge and her life.
He says, well, what about, seems like your Grinkle is quite good at persuasion. Maybe he could find out something.
What would you? Well, you've spoken to him. What would give you that idea?
Grinkle shoots you an angry look. It's like, hey. It's not very nice. As well,
give it a go.
If you think you could get something out of her, Grinkle, it would be appreciated. Otherwise, we'll just see what our own people can get from interrogating.
Yeah. And I think Grinkle would be happy. Like, he doesn't want violence if it doesn't need to be. So Grinkle would just like talk to her. Is she awake?
No, she's still unconscious. Though be warned, Orchard, she is a magic user. It might be risky to not at least take her hands or her tongue, some way of preventing her from casting. It's messy business. Rather we just put her down if we're going to deform her. It seems cruel.
Let's give Grinkle a chance to talk to her.
Yeah, for now, just bind her hands and bind her mouth. I'm sure one or two of your guards in a pinch could, put her down if she was.
Be aware she can quickly dig through the ground. I've seen them do it, the hobgoblin says. Alright.
Suspend her in a net.
He says, alright, well, do you all think you could hold on to her for now? It seems like you have more experience with prisoners and this sort of thing.
I suppose we could if it's a difference between us being able to get information or just killing her, we'll take her.
Alright. If you do get information, it would probably be more useful to you in your travels down there anyway. But let me know what you find out.
Understood.
Alright, so yeah, what does the group want to do? At this point, I assume you finish speaking with Orchard.
Yeah, so let's... I think we need to deal with the prisoner first, and then we take... And depending on what we find out, we decide, but... Maybe let's take short rest and wait for her to wake up.
Alright, so you are passing time.
Anyone? Like, I think we need short rest.
Yeah, I still do.
My magic is quite depleted, Vale would say. I wouldn't be against a longer rest. Wait, is it? Or am I just lying? I thought she used a bunch of spells.
Yeah, Vale doesn't have any spells.
So, yeah, she would say, if possible, taking the night would bring back some of my powers. It's been a long day already.
Fine with that as well, and also, yeah, probably Grinkle would appreciate it as well. Yeah.
Give the druids more time to regroup though when they don't come back.
Actually, Grinkle doesn't look like he's used a lot of his magic. His is still pretty full.
But he's pretending.
Unless he lied. Didn't he do Cloud of Daggers?
No.
Oh, so yeah, maybe he just hasn't used a lot of magic today.
I will bring up one thing that I thought of. I don't know if this will work or if anybody knows if this will work, but have you ever thought about what if we just gathered up a bag of rats and threw them into the traps? Do you think that would disable them?
Well,
I was actually thinking about a cat, but
well, one thing, actually, I was thinking about something like that, Vale says, but, you know, if those Ankhegs can move through the tunnels, maybe, I wonder if those runes are even triggered by animals, beasts, abominations, whatever those things are, monstrosities.
I'm sure there are
Maybe only
plenty of
humanoids are
rats.
saying.
I mean, there are
Plenty
bats
of-
down there, and we don't keep hearing little pops as time passes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably only humanoids.
Says maybe even a specific type of humanoid, but I don't know. Maybe if only I could polymorph myself into something else and test it.
No, don't even think about it.
Not worth it.
She taps her chin as if thinking, sometimes I wish I was a druid.
Yeah, maybe like I'm not against a long rest, honestly.
Alright, so you will pass the hour if you want to
Mhm.
spend a short rest. I'll
Yeah,
say
let's do it.
you head back to the cave where you came from. You're just kind of camping there. So some of the hobgoblins during this hour will come in with a big keg of booze and offer you guys some drink. One of them being the guy you rescued. He says, "I owe you all for what you've done, so I've spent some of my my pay getting you all this nice keg to show my appreciation. It's from our quartermaster. It's not the best ale, but hobgoblins do all right in the brewing department."
Mm.
Brother, let me tell you, it has been too long. I'll take whatever you can give me.
He says, "Excellent."
I'll try as well, but Robert will be careful depending on what we plan to do. Like he doesn't want to be drunk.
So I have proficiency in brewer supplies. So I know a little bit about alcohol. I wanna critique the ale.
All right. Give me a check with int or wisdom.
I'll probably use wisdom. I think I'll just apply it manually. Oh no, it's gonna allow me to do the one.
So you can add your proficiency as well.
That's funny.
I mean, seems decent. It's yeah, and nothing too special, but it's not bad. Definitely will do its job and get you a little bit buzzed.
Cool. I have no hit dice left to spend, by the way, so I'm not healing from this short rest at all.
I am Kelvar, by the way. It's good to meet you all. I know I did not introduce myself before. We were a bit busy. But I do owe you. You did save me.
Well, we're, happy to help. We really just would like to gain some favor around here and, be able to hopefully stop this ceaseless violence in Char.
He nods. He says, "Well, I will say I do miss the Nazic Empire. Many of us do. I miss my wolves, my children, my wife. This is much was left behind when we came here. And many of us still do not like the fact that Orcard has persisted. Although I would never speak against the warlord, I owe him quite a bit for our success. But I still sometimes miss the deserts, my people."
Well, hopefully, if we can resolve this issue and get Orcard what he wants from the city, the vaults in the city of Isaac, then perhaps you'll be able to see your family soon.
Perhaps. He looks to Nil and what's his name? The Furbogs, Nil and Crinkle, and he says, "You are Furbogs, yes? Our people are cousins of a sort. As old refugees from the Feywild, though my family has not seen the Feywild in many generations." He says, "What about you?" Pushing a little. And I'll say he offers you a drink as well as he says this.
I'm not gonna take it.
He says, "Go back. I've never been there." He says, I've just heard stories. What about you?
That's what I'm trying to do.
He says, what are you trying to do? I don't understand. Go back?
Yes. You said you were an ancient refugee. I'm somewhat of a more recent one.
Takes a drink and says, well, I don't know about refugee, just at some point, several of our families had wandered here many generations ago. He says, through the veil, he says, I don't even remember the stories grandfather would tell us about of our ancient folk and the veil becoming thin at some places and all this, all the legends. He says, but I do wonder what it might have been like had I stayed there. Yeah, in any case. He just keeps taking a few drinks and kind of like lets you do your thing since you seem like you're not talking much.
Yeah. Would you still have become a bandit, do you think? Is this what you wanted?
He says, bandit? I'm no bandit. He says, I'm a warrior, a soldier. Part of
In a bandit? But you're not in an army.
Give me a persuasion check. Or just charisma, actually. Because you're not really persuading. He says, we are an army. He says, just because we don't bear a sigil like one of your Teruvian houses does not mean we are not trained warriors with honor. He says, we are...
You're neither like the armies I've seen in the Feywild either.
He says, no, we don't have the same amount of magic use as a hobgoblin Feywild army might have, but we've adapted to the harsh life of the deserts and the warring clans of the Nazik. He says, we are formidable warriors. He says,
yes,
we are proud
who engage
as well.
in petty theft of caravans.
He says, we were promised one thing and it was not delivered. He says, we expect payment for our work. Whether it be from the Empire itself or from the man who promised us the payment. He says, the citizens are just as culpable as the nobles. They make the system work.
How wrong you are about that. You have much to learn about this empire. This isn't Nazik.
He says, no, there's honor in Nazik. We don't hide behind our bureaucracies. And we pay our
or
debts.
Walls.
Or walls.
Well, I somewhat see your points. Not too much of the political type myself. I'd rather just be straight up and get stuff done and get what I want out of it. And I do see what you're saying, you know. If somebody crossed me and my crew back in the day when I used to sail, we wouldn't let it go by with no consequence.
He says, you can't. That's how you lose. It's how people take advantage and disrespect. He says they must be taught the error of their ways.
But you're shouting at the goals for the shark attack. To continue your ocean metaphor.
And I think what my friend Neil here is saying is it seems that you guys are really mad at one guy and not really getting to him much, are you? You're just attacking mostly just innocent bystanders. Really what I think you guys want is to get straight to Blackwater.
Give me a persuasion.
Alright.
As well, the gulls are a little less connected to the sharks than the peasantry are to the nobles of your land. Says, but you are correct. If there was a way to just get to Blackwater, then I believe the war chief would do this. However, you know as well as I do that this is not always the case in war. People hide behind others and others. That's why there are ranks in armies.
Yeah.
Grinkle,
mightiest warriors.
Grinkle will comment. Grinkle will comment. Have you ever faced this? Have you ever talked to your war chief? Have you ever asked him whether he wants to just go and get rid of Blackwater himself? Maybe that's what you should do. Maybe you should just convince him that the Blackwater is an actual enemy here.
Says, I have not spoken much with Orkard. He is the war chief. He has more on his mind, and he has much on his mind, and not the time to speak with every soldier who has a thought. But I trust in his wisdom, as he has done well for the Iron Tide over many, many years. He says, I'm just sorry that this town had to be part of this. If there was like I said, easy way for us to stop Blackwater and get what we're owed, I'm sure Orkard would pursue that.
Just because the way isn't easy doesn't mean it isn't worth doing.
He shrugs and says, well, it's beyond my call to make. He says, I just do as is needed. It's the soldier's way. He says,
And I can respect that.
as well. It was good talking to you all. Thank you for this conversation. He says, enjoy the ale. Drink as much as you would like. He just kind of
I will enjoy it.
He just kind of leaves it with you and starts to leave unless anyone's saying anything.
No.
Okay. So are we just passing more time?
So.
Yeah, let's finish and let's do the long rest and
Yeah, I'd really like a long rest.
Yeah, long rest, and we should probably try to convince the druid to speak for her own good.
So the majority of your camp is still outside. You haven't heard from them, I'll say. But you did tell Orkard about them, I think, right?
Yes, we
So,
did. We did tell them, yeah.
Yeah, so they've kind of been granted amnesty, and they're just kind of out there waiting. So, after a few hours, the druid will indeed awaken. You said you gagged her and tied her hands behind her back?
Yeah.
Alright, so she immediately struggles a bit, trying to wiggle. As she wakes up, looking around kind of angrily, big bruise on her face from where you punched her.
Don't struggle. It's not going to end well for you. We
She
kept you alive.
gives you an angry look and looks around as if looking for someone or something.
Your friend didn't make it.
She kinda sighs.
We would have saved her if you hadn't sacrificed her, even when I told you to surrender. So hopefully you've learned a lesson that struggling against us only leads to bad things for you.
Give me a persuasion. So she just kind of looks away in frustration, but doesn't say anything. Some tears in her eyes.
Grinkle will come to her and he will kind of sit next to her and will say that, guys, I don't know what you have done, I don't know what you're doing down there, but right now you are in the middle of a hobgoblin camp, and their leader is very eager to see you and to question you. And you have two options. Either you just tell everything to him, or he will torture you until you do. And I'm not trying to intimidate you, I'm just stating you the facts. So it would be much easier for everyone, including you, if you just tell him and us everything we want to know about what are you doing there, what's up, why did you catch those hobgoblins, how can you control those Anghag, and then maybe even we can let you go. I don't know. But definitely, if Orkard gets to you, trying to get all of those answers, you will not be happy.
Give me a persuasion from him.
Can I get a guidance, please?
You can, yes.
Thank you very much.
So a d4. So she just kind of stares at him for a moment, still like kind of teary-eyed, but obviously she can't say anything because she is gagged.
I'll say, I'll remove your gag. We're hoping to have a peaceful conversation. Just don't try anything stupid. And I do. I untie the rope.
She says, yeah, well, obviously I don't have many options. Seems that you and your brutes have taken me prisoner. So I guess I have no choice but to tell you. I doubt I'll survive either way. He says the fact that you or them would torture me says much about your people.
Well, listen, desperate times call for desperate measures. We don't have lots of options. You know, much like you're bound right now, we're also bound in another way. There's some very valuable things to us. There's people in danger we're trying to save. And right now, this is the only way to do it.
Grinkle will say, "Okay, let's just talk. So, who are you? What's going on? Are you some kind of a druid? What's going on down there? Why did you capture those hobgoblins? What do you want to do with them? What are you guarding?"
Yeah, tell us of the runes as well.
By the way, the
treasure.
rune, they hurt. What's up with those?
Sorry, give me one moment. Just looking at some of my notes. Says we are a very old druid grove known as the Deep Rock. She says we've been here for many years. During the times before the cataclysm, these caves were our sanctuary, guarding old places from the Tharian Empire. She says we lived undisturbed for, well, most of my life until obviously these hobgoblins came and started digging into the runes, both here and in other areas of the subterranean caves, stealing the artifacts from the old Tharian arcanists and rune masters. He says, and those runes you see in the cave were not put there by us. They are a defensive system against greedy people like yourselves, protecting treasures from the ancient times.
Well, they work very well.
She says, yes, and they also continuously recharge, so they will still be there tomorrow if you set them off. They just take some time to do so. He says, the arcanists of the Tharian Empire, the Rune Masters, were very talented in their magics.
So tell me.
It would be best if you all just left and leave us alone.
That's not really on the table. Tell me, this is obviously of religious importance to you and your people, correct?
She just kind of stays quiet. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Again, you can use one of your rolls can be from your bard if you want, even if he's not talking.
He's kind of like he's helping me a little bit.
Yeah, we can say he's assisting.
He's saying yeah after everything you say.
Yeah, what he said.
Something like that, yeah.
Can we get a roll from Grinkle? An assisting roll.
Story, I stepped away for like 2 minutes. Maybe can you roll for him, Lou?
Yeah. What's his bonus?
It's like +7, I believe.
She says, we guard. She He says, I shouldn't tell you. Why would I tell you what we guard or anything about us? He says, you're invaders. You'll just use that knowledge to hurt us and hurt the treasures of Gaian. Do you think of anything but yourselves?
That's not what I'm asking. I was just asking, why do you do what you do? I wasn't asking what you're guarding. Why do you guard it?
It's because it's important to us. It's sacred. Because there's power in old places like this. You wouldn't understand because all you care about is your wealth. Because I've been told what surface dwellers are like.
Well, I mean, to tell you the truth, the surface is a very dangerous place. There are a lot of dangerous people. But, not everybody is bad. Some people are trying to do good. And, what's the point of keeping knowledge and just locking it away if it'll never end up being used for good? It could be very... Yeah, okay.
Persuasion check.
I was gonna say, it could be very useful. I mean, it could save lives.
She says, or
it's even worse.
It could be used to end them. Crinkle assists. Yeah, it's a 25.
I will roll for him now. Don't worry.
Okay. She says, we are all cave dwellers. I mean, we all end up back in the caves when the fires of the cataclysm destroy the surface. This is your ancestors and those who come after you, your descendants, will all be cave dwellers at some point. He says, you are the unnatural ones living on the surface and wishing to steal our secrets, our magics, and the magics of the Tharians, the rune
Have
masters.
you ever seen the night sky?
She says, no, I've never been to the surface. It's dangerous up there.
And I'm just in thought now, because I've never considered the possibility of not being able to see the sky.
She says,
Grinkle will say, but to be honest, we are here, like, we didn't ask you about your riches and your anything. What we're interested in is just getting back those hobgoblins that you enslaved, or whatever you've done to them, imprisoned. That's our main goal.
He says, we don't take slaves. We're not like your friends.
But what are you doing with them? What did you do with them? One of them had to run away. What are you doing to them? And how can we bring them back? This is all we need right now, to bring back those hobgoblins, and then we will be happy. Hobgoblins will be happy, and maybe they'll leave you alone.
She says, are you with these hobgoblins? Are you part of their group? You seem different from them.
We're just doing a little bit of favor for them. Actually, we want them to go away. Same as you. But right now, the only way how we can make them go away is for them to get back their people.
Give me another persuasion.
They're respecting their troops. They're respecting their soldiers. They don't want to leave them behind. That's why they're here. That's why they're trying to get them back.
Give me another set of persuasions. She seems surprised. She says, so they have invaded your land as well, then?
Kind of, yeah. Well, it is a complicated story. They have their reasons. We are trying to find middle ground and make them go away. But right now, what is stopping us from proceeding and from progressing in our quest of getting rid of them and making them go home is you holding prisoner their warriors.
Well, the elder, he thought that, I'm assuming he was going to try to convince them to leave, maybe use the soldiers as, I don't know, she says, I'm just a novice. I'm just getting the handle of my druid powers, myself and Ari, and she kind of stops and says, damn it.
Have you seen them? Like, do they really seem like kind of people you can intimidate? Nah.
She says they're clumsy and they rely on the ground and don't know the ways of burrowing and using the land to their advantage. She says we could definitely make them hurt given time. She says not that I know much about tactics or she says the elders are more warriors than I am. I shouldn't even have gone after the hobgoblin. It was my friend's idea. She thought we could show our mastery of the new magics if we captured him, and it seemed easy. And she just seems to get a little sad. She says, "Please, just let me go. Just say I got away. I don't want to be here." She says, "I'm not a warrior. I thought I was, but I have no stomach for any of this."
You know what? We want to let you go. And we will let you go. If you help us get those
There are
prisoners.
other hobgoblin soldiers here watching, by the way. The guards that are watching the stone, in case that matters for what you're saying.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
If you trade us, well, first of all, tell me, how many prisoners do you have in total?
There were 6 of them. Well, 5 now.
5 hobgoblin soldiers for 1 druid, I think, is a fair deal. Wouldn't you say, group?
Absolutely.
I don't see why we can't make a deal here.
Yeah.
She says,
Not that we
Yes,
want
maybe.
you suffer or anything. We just want those hobgoblins very badly.
She nods and says, "Oh, I suppose that makes sense. I could get you down to the lower caves to speak with our elders. I think you'll be safe as long as they see that you haven't harmed me."
I want an insight.
Well, obviously, you know that you'd be at quite a tactical disadvantage if these druids had all their most powerful people in the lower cave and just turned on you, because you couldn't easily get out if they used some kind of digging spell.
So I think that she's maybe trying to put us at a disadvantage.
Well, give me an insight check, I guess.
Not too great.
So you don't think she's trying to, but you think you would be. You think she is naive.
Now,
and you don't know her elders well enough to know if they would, use that to capture you. Or
tell me,
kill you.
what's your name? I don't think we properly introduced ourselves. I'm Kaladin.
What is her name?
And Grinkle supervises this conversation.
She says,
word.
She says, "My name is Tavi."
Tavi. Tavi, don't you think that us going down deep into the caves after finding out that one of their druid friends has been killed, which, by the way, I think we could both agree enough blood has already been shed. I'm sure that you're not trying to lead us into a trap, but I'm also pretty sure that upon finding out that one of their druids have fallen, they will probably turn on us if we go deep into their lair. Probably not the smartest move, don't you think?
Maybe. I guess you have a point. But I can't
Can you
stay
call them?
here.
Are you able to communicate from afar?
She says, "No, I don't really have any of the sending magic some of the elders do. I know how to burrow." She says, "No."
Can you send an animal, like a bat or something?
Actually, that's a question. Does she have animal messenger? She says, "I can speak with maybe one of the Yankhags and have it go speak." Actually, wait. How speak the Yankhags? I don't think they actually have a language.
Oh, neither do any animals. So I don't think they need to have a
Yeah, which
language.
is why you usually need animal messenger for that. But she can speak to them. So she'll say, I don't have any spells for delivering messages. Sadly, I don't know if there's a way I could send them a message other than just trying to get their attention. Maybe, um, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well that's one option. We might be able to get their attention. Another option is you could burrow us straight to the prisoners. We take the prisoners and leave you there, and it's a fair swap. No negotiating with your higher ups. I'm sure they'll be happy to have you back.
Give me a persuasion check.
Can I assist with Grinkle?
Yeah, afterwards, Crinkle says, "Word, yeah, that's a good plan."
Well, she says, I mean, the prisoners are guarded, though. I mean, I could bring you there, but there would be druids, and I don't think I don't know if they would just let them go to get me back. She says, if we...
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
at least, I guess, they're not in the middle with all of your forces. We can probably talk with your friends who are guarding them and convince them. In the same way we made a lot of sense to you.
She says, yeah, I mean, if you're... Yeah, I mean, that's what I said we should do in the first place. I'd just take you down to talk to them.
We just don't want to be in the middle of, like, talking to your elder with all of you around us. Like, this seems a little bit too much.
Oh. Well,
If
yeah, I mean, I can try to take you to the prisoner area, but there's no guarantee we wouldn't bump into the other druids. But yeah, I suppose I can do that.
And I'm just for safety, I want to make another insight check to make sure she's not. I think she's being honest and telling the truth and not trying to plan something against us.
So you feel like you have kind of shifted her attitude from like hostile more towards like hopeful. So you think she's a little naive and is just kind of like hoping to end this all, like figure
Gotcha.
out a solution at this point. But she says, "Well, when should we go? I can take you there now if you want."
In the morning.
She says, "All right. Well, once we go down into the caves, you should definitely bring me with you. I can at least keep the Ankegs from getting upset and attacking you."
Of course. And until then, here, have something to drink, and I'll like give her like a ladle of ale.
Are you gonna untie her hands?
Nope, I'll just feed it to her.
All right. All right. So, yeah. So time is passing.
I'd like to make a suggestion to her.
Okay.
Do you want to bring back the story of the night sky to your people?
She says, I've always heard of how dangerous the surface was. I've kind of avoided ever going near it. I've always just worked underground like most of my kind.
If you'd humor me, let's go for one else. I'd like to show her the night sky.
Do you want to go back to the surface?
Give me a
Well, it's just outside the cave.
Give me a persuasion check.
I'm going to use one of my inspiration points on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she seems hesitant. She says, "Oh, I mean, I'm sure it's lovely. I don't know. I've never been outside, and it seems scary to not have a cave over one's head."
It'll just be at the entrance of this cave. You'll be the first one of your clan to ever see it.
Give me a
And I hope it can provide you peace as it has done to me.
Give me a persuasion with advantage. I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt. She says, is there anything to be worried about? I know there are a lot of animals on the surface that could be a danger.
says she who hangs out with Angheg.
Yeah,
Yes.
you would get
Here says,
you would get the feeling that her people might get a little bit of propaganda about the bad,
surf.
bad
Those,
things of the
those
surface.
terrible saber-toothed squirrels and those poisonous badgers and those terrible animals. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
none of the creatures you should encounter out there are nearly as dangerous as an Ankeg.
Really? I mean, I know they are very dangerous with their acid, and Elder has taught us, especially when we're younger, to be wary around them. But that's I would have thought there were things on the surface much more dangerous.
There are if you look for them, but if you just step outside, I promise you won't find anything nearly that dangerous.
All right. So it is about 5:30. You have a few hours till sundown if you're looking to show her the stars. So we just passing time?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, let me know if you're doing anything.
Well, I'll read to her from my book that I have on astronomy and the stars to try and
Get her used
point
to
out
it.
what things that she can see and to look for constellations and stuff.
Okay. So she still seems a bit standoffish, but she'll listen as you talk about the night sky and the stars. Let's see. Say pay
Just-
your camp.
Just wanted
Yeah.
to point out now would be a decent time for a little break if you guys wanted to.
Yeah, I was thinking a break would be good. So sure, let's do a break.
All right, I'll be back.
Pay your camp. What do you owe them? Is it just one gold piece? You guys are not paying Shock very well. He's getting minimum wage for his army. Although gold isn't bad for a soldier. It's actually not too bad.
He's living off the tips.
Yeah, it's like a standard adventurer's salary for like low level, first level.
We'll give him a good bonus after if this turns out well. How about that?
Yeah, like get him some 401k and matching stock options and some healthcare going.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's two. Wait, why is it 2.8? Who else are you paying? Because the wages are 2.8.
You have some guards there as well.
Oh,
some
because of the
labourers.
guards. Yeah. That makes sense.
And we-
Okay.
Yeah. We just have
Alright.
Melody if she's there as well.
I don't think Melody has asked for a wage yet. She's just kind of traveling with Shock.
She's doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Shock
Alright.
could learn a thing or two, to be fair.
Why aren't you working for free? Alright, well, I'm going to be back since we're on break.
Okay, looks like we're all back.
Yeah, I think just waiting for Lou.
Yep.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello.
We're all here.
Looks like everyone is back.
Looks like it.
Alright, so... so you said you're bringing her out of the cave later on?
Yep.
Okay. So you will wait till nightfall. So just you and her going?
I mean, if anyone else wants to come with.
I guess I'll go. Can't hurt.
Alright, so you bring her outside. She's extremely hesitant at first, but as the moonlight comes down and kind of bathes her, she will look up in awe at the stars and say, "It's amazing." And she just kind of drops to her knees and starts crying a bit. She says, "I've never seen something so vast and beautiful."
Yes, and this isn't even all of them, as I point out. The constellations change throughout the year, right? That's just
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm explaining that and pointing out the constellations and.
She says, I've always wondered why any druid clan would want to not be underground, but this is amazing. She says, I now maybe understand a little bit better the beauty of this place. She kind of closes her eyes as the wind sweeps over her, and she just kind of revels in the majesty of the night. She says, Thank you for showing me this."
As I just sat there and watching it, and this night was new to me not long ago. We had a similar concept in the Feywild, but this one's a little bit different.
As well, I was born underground. I never knew my family, my mother and father. I was just raised as an orphan with the Druid Grove. But I imagine that I came from somewhere in the mountains. I don't know much about gnomes, actually. I've only ever known one other in the clan. But maybe these night skies are normal to my people. I don't know. Something just feels right about this.
Yeah, they're meant for everyone, and they're meant to be a time of joy, rest, and revel. However, some people take the night sky as a cover to commit evil acts and terrorize other people. That's the calling I answered when I was stranded on this world. That's the answer. That's where I'm looking for the answers to the visions that plague me.
She nods and just looks up again and says, I don't know how anyone could feel anything but peace staring up at it.
It is peaceful. These stars have helped me navigate the oceans on more than one occasion.
So she seems interested in that, asking you more about how the stars would be used in such a way.
Yeah. I mean, she's never seen an ocean, so you could do a whole 10 minutes on what an ocean looks like.
Yeah.
She says, well, there are large underground bodies of water, but now I must admit I've never seen an ocean. Although
the ocean
now
is...
I kind of want to, she says, if it's anything like this.
It is, just as vast and unknowable as the sky seems right now. The ocean is very similar. It is massive and unconquerable. It's, I'm sure, kind of how you feel burrowing through vast amounts of rock is a little bit like sailing, I guess. Making your way through just endless tundra.
So, well, I know there are druids of the oceans, of the forests, of the plains, and, well, now I kind of want to see them. Again, thank you for this.
Listen, if I have any say in the matter, you'll survive and this will end peacefully, and if you want to, one day you will be able to see those things.
So she'll nod and say, I hope I can. I assume her hands are still tied, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so is there anything else you want to say, or are you taking her back in?
I would take her back.
Alright, so go ahead, Robert.
That's enough sky for you today. Do you feel okay? I just heard that sometimes people get this feeling of agoraphobia, that they're actually overwhelmed by the sky if they haven't seen it for a long time. I'm quite surprised to see that you liked it.
Never seen it, but something just feels right about this. Like somehow I don't know. It's familiar somehow. I wasn't
probably Neil's presence.
So maybe. But yeah, it's almost like well, I had no idea what to expect, if I'm honest, but yeah, it just seems natural to me. Alright, so the night is going to pass. Anyone else doing anything? Let me know now. You're left alone for the most part. Orcard does not send anyone to speak with you, and the guards are just kind of there keeping an eye out. You would get through the night. It is now the 4th of autumn at 8 a.m. And you would level up.
Yes!
Level 4.
A level up. That is awesome. Level 4 is, I think, pretty big.
I'm not gonna be leveling up Grinkle.
Yeah, no, you don't have to level up your... Yeah, they'll do it themselves.
Okay, so just pull up the 2024 monk. And...
let me make sure I'm sharing my books before you start doing that.
Mine's gonna have to be, I think I have to do it manually anyways, but...
Yeah. Oh, I think I can add a 2024 sheet. So... Because I'm using Jumpgate for this game.
Yeah, have they improved the 2024 sheet yet?
It's getting better over time. I wouldn't say it's great, but
I know you can't even make your own resource trackers like you can with this one.
Yeah, like I said, it's not great. It's getting a little bit better. at least in stability. I don't know if they're going to add a bunch of new, features.
Yeah.
But the stability stuff is a little bit better. Let's see. All right. So should be. Oh, this finishes saving. All right. I think it should be sharing. So if you want to level up now, you should have all my content.
So for a D8, the average would be 5 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just add 5.
And here, I'll add you a sheet in case you want to mess around with it. Because, yeah, there is an option to just add the 2024 sheets to the game.
Where can I kind of mess with that?
Hang on. I gotta assign it to you.
I would be happy to try it as well, but I think for me this level up is easy enough. I'll just do it in this sheet, but I will then later would like to switch to another sheet if possible.
Oh yeah, well I'll give one to anyone who wants it to mess around with
Okay.
it. So there's one for Kaladin, and I'll give one to Robert. Yeah, feel free to try stuff out, and might make it a little bit easier to do some of your stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so there should be sheets for the two of you now.
Cool.
So I'll give you a moment to level up. Like I said, don't worry about them having to level up.
Okay. Warrior of Elements. I'm just gonna real quick go ahead and try to get this new sheet up and running because I don't think it should take me too long. But if you guys, I don't want you guys to like wait on me, so I can still like role play and stuff while I'm trying to set this up.
Leveling up in myself, so don't worry. Just maybe like I'm okay. 5 minutes. We can do that.
This level is going to be really cool for me because I'll be able to actually start grappling.
For now, I have my sword marked as longsword of reaction +2. Kind of all I know about it.
Alright. I probably should just tell you the surprise I keep trying to happen. It is actually a cursed weapon. It will always take opportunity attacks, even against allies, if they provoke them.
Oh, fuck.
It just keeps not coming up. Because I'm like, oh, is it going to happen? Nope, because then you moved away from people. But yeah, if anyone around you moves out of your threat range, it'll attack them.
So it's like an eager sword.
Yeah, kind of.
But I guess it happens only in combat, not just.
Yeah. No, it's not when you're just walking around. You just draw it and start stabbing people. It's just if you're in a battle situation.
But it is cursed in a way, like I cannot get rid of it, or is it just if I want to use it, I'll have to?
So you would think it is an amazing sword, and you wouldn't want to get rid of it. It's kind of like a charm almost.
Okay.
So you just role play, because I mean, you kind of do think it's amazing because of all the stuff it does. But yeah,
it is very good.
I mean, it is. +2 weapon at level 4 is really good.
The magic kind of hinders your judgment when it comes to the whole stabbing your allies thing. You're like, oh well, you know, just be careful around me. It's probably fine. So yeah.
Yeah, but it is a very tame curse.
Yeah, it could be.
Like you can play around it.
If you have your reaction and one of your people moves past you, you'll try to stab them with the bonuses.
Yeah.
Is he able to warn us of that or no?
Technically, he wouldn't know about it. He'll know about it once it happens the first time. So yeah.
Cool.
I kept trying to surprise you guys with it, but then it just never came up.
Well, it was kind of pretty obvious that it was cursed, but that's the fun of it.
Yeah, I was just waiting for something.
It would be not fun to just, okay, it looks like cursed, let's not take it, and so what? You have to take this thing. They spice the game up.
Oh, can you guys hear me chewing? I was just having some salad.
I don't think so.
Alright.
Let's see. I want this. I want this.
I guess when you're done leveling up, just put done in chat, just so I have an idea.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to hold anybody up, so if we want to continue, I can still like roleplay and everything. Let me see.
Yeah, I probably should do the leveling up between games, but I think it's kind of fun to like surprise in the middle of the story with a level up.
Yeah, no, that was super cool that we got a level up.
Maybe warn before the game that guys, you may level up, so people just have time to think about.
There's no surprise then.
Well,
aren't you guys always thinking about your next level choices?
Oh yeah, always.
I know I'm always kind of like building characters in my head.
Yeah.
What am I gonna take next level?
How do you like the new rules? You've had probably more experience than a lot of people with the new rules. How are you liking them?
I really should just buy the friggin' book, because the Roll20 like book is not very easy to just read.
For real.
Like, I wish it was more like a Kindle type deal from Amazon where you could just like page through it, but like it's very clunky. I like the actual content, but it's been a pain in the ass to just read it. Most of the stuff I like, but yeah, I'm glad they fixed a bunch of the obviously broken stuff, like Great Weapon Master and Sharpshooter and like the heal feat and some other stuff.
Yeah.
But what have they done with Great Weapon Mastery?
You don't get the +10 damage anymore. You get a couple of things, but nothing that crazy.
Okay, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. It is still good, and it's probably necessary for most long range, but I think it's cool that the trade-off is like long range is better defensively because you're probably not going to be in melee, but close range is better offensively because now Great Weapon Master, it still does some damage. Not as much damage, but
I think you add, what is it, like
you get your proficiency.
Proficiency, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no -5 anymore, so.
Isn't there like an auto damage or something? Like even if you miss? Or am I
That's a weapon mastery.
This is the weapon mastery.
Oh, okay.
If you have it, then yes. This is also good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is really good. That like does your strength
Yeah,
modifier.
actually, I have no. After level 4, I have a free weapon mastery. Not sure what I'm spending it on yet. Maybe a great sword or something.
Yeah, the weapon mastery stuff is pretty awesome. I like the pushbacks and the advantage and the knockdown stuff. It's kind of cool.
I really like the sap that a longsword has. That if you hit them, they have a disadvantage on next attack. And I like the combo of hitting them with the sap and then moving away, forcing attack of opportunity, which they are very likely to miss. And because of that, you just do your repose as well on the ground.
Yeah, it's just a little expensive to keep using your points for the repose.
Well, yeah, of course, but still, like you recharge them on short rest, so they are not at that high value.
Yeah.
Usually, you like to spend all superiority dice in a combat.
Yeah, as long as you know you can short rest.
Yeah.
But I like the changes. The only thing I don't like is that they like half-assed it so much. So like, oh well, it's compatible. It's like just call it 5.5 and just say this is the new like fit, like they did with third. They're too worried about driving people away. It's like some people are gonna buy it, some people aren't. Like just there are still people who play 3rd edition, even though, like, almost unanimously everyone thought 3.5 was better. And that's fine, you play whatever you want. Just say it's 5.5, we've updated everything. It's more balanced now. That's all you have to say. This weird, like, D&D
totally agree.
1. But just because 5th edition was so popular and they're just, like, so terrified. You know, they're like... They're friggin' trying to redo like the open source agreement, but that's okay. But yeah, then they're gonna be like, oh, but we're scared of alienating people by changing the rules a little. Come on, it's fine.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I thought it was silly from the beginning. I know what they're doing. It was definitely that was a decision made on the marketing end of it, not on the actual development end of it. I mean, it affected the development, but.
Yeah, I think most people, at least people who are around for 3rd edition, will just call it 5.5. And like, I don't think anyone thinks that it's worse than 5th edition. Maybe some people do, I don't know. But I think for the most part, everyone agrees it's improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Minus a couple of broken things, and I'm really surprised they didn't catch.
So here's the only thing I have a little bit of a problem with this new sheet is like there's no macros that adjust my armor class to add my wisdom and adjust my speed to add my monk speed.
You can't manually adjust it?
I think maybe. I wouldn't know exactly how to.
I know you can just change your armor class on the old sheet and your speed. You can just type in whatever you want. It would be nice if there was a place for like speed or AC modifiers.
Okay, so I just added my wisdom to my armor class. Let me see if I can do something similar with speed.
There's no custom like AC or speed adjustment area?
You can override it, yeah. So I can override it, but that actually had an option to add another ability score to it, so I just did that.
Oh, gotcha. Because yeah, the thing I do like about it is now when you like you can actually see where all the bonuses are coming from, which I really like.
Yeah.
Because I kind of was having people do that manually in the old sheet. Because people would have like a ridiculous AC, and I'm like, where are you getting all these bonuses from? And I have to go fishing for them. It was annoying.
I think my speed is 40 at this level.
Not sure what feat to get first.
Warcaster.
What, the new one?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, by the way, the new Warcaster is just great. It is great because you can do attacks of opportunity with buff spells on your allies.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm doing with my sword, sort of.
Yeah,
but
you can
even better.
heal.
you can OP heal, you can OP haste on monk or something like that.
Do I get haste? I don't think I do.
Well, not yet, but you can do like like there are so many buff spells that you never have time to cast because usually you don't want to spend an action on them. But now you can just bonus action, like bonus action, whatever, divine shield.
You mean reaction, right?
Yeah. So yeah, reaction exactly. You can just reaction divine shield or something like that, or a heal spell exactly, which is really great. You could do reaction, cure wounds, then bonus action, cure.
Is there still a limit to how many spells you can cast in a round or in
There
a
was never
turn?
a limit how many spells you can cast in a
Yes,
round.
but
there
it's
was-
different.
It was,
It's different.
it's different. Okay. Well, it was
So-
based on if you did a what's it called, a bonus action spell,
Bonus
but it
action.
wasn't.
So
Yeah.
this
It wasn't
stage-
truly a limit. It was more like if you do a bonus
Yeah.
action, you can only do a certain type of other spell.
So there are multiple. Like first, yes, this stays, but secondly, action surge now doesn't allow magic actions, so you cannot cast spells with fighters' action surge anymore.
Makes
Well,
sense.
specifically what it says now is, and this is important because some features don't use a spell slot. So basically,
Yeah.
it's when you cast a spell using a spell slot, then you can't cast another spell using a spell slot. But there are like racial features that allow you to cast Misty Step without using a spell slot. So you
Yeah.
could Fireball with your action and then Misty Step with your racial feature
As
because
long
the
as you
racial
do the
feature.
free one.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of how it works now. That's the limit. Is it's a
So-
spell slot expended. That's what matters.
So it's kind of they are equating it to a cantrip in a way that you cast it without expanding a spell slot.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would, and that's per turn. So you couldn't
Yep.
like reaction cast on your own turn if you already cast something else, basically.
Well, I guess if you cast a spell on your turn on an enemy turn, you could still probably cast shield.
Oh yeah, well, I mean each turn is a new turn, which you should be able to cast a spell on as long as you have the action economy. So yeah, like you could do something on your turn, then on your ally's turn they could move away from you, and you can like reaction cure wound them or something.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting way to use combat caster now, or warcaster. Oh, excuse me.
I
Too
could.
much cannons right your trail.
Yeah. Because I didn't really. My weapon attacks aren't very great anyway. So I was thinking either that or Shield Master.
Just go with one of your cantrips. Those all use wisdom. Although I guess it's less like RP if you're not fighting with a weapon.
Dexterity save DC 8. That's not right.
Yeah, that's not right. I
actually
noticed
think
that.
Yeah.
I noticed that with a couple of the abilities, it didn't calculate the DCs right. You have to kind
I
of.
just don't think it's adding my proficiency, I guess.
No, it's not adding anything. DC 8 is like the base DC of everything. It's not adding anything to that. So it should probably get your proficiency and maybe your dex or whatever you use to calculate, maybe wisdom.
Should be Dex, I believe.
So you might have to edit the macro.
I don't know how to do that. For this one, it
I
doesn't
think
have the same option.
Warcaster is very good for Nil. I think like Nil's role in the party, like this, like healing, buffing stuff, and I think Warcaster is really good here. Maybe you should have some kind of a go-to cantrip, like Shocking Grasp or something, or whatever clerics have.
Well, I can just attack with my axe.
You probably are better off. Maybe some cantrips can be a little bit better, but then
I don't have like a better cantrip.
Oh, attacking with an axe is okay as well, I guess.
Do Toll the Dead or something.
Yeah, Toll the Dead, for example, could be.
Or what's that Radiant Fire one?
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame, the deck save. Then there's the actual attack roll one, which I forget what it's called.
Is there one with an
Cleric.
attack roll?
I thought there
A cleric
was.
one?
I thought there was a cleric radiant attack roll. But
I know they have Radiant Word, which is
Guiding bolt,
daily.
probably, but this is first level.
oh yeah, I would meant cantrips. I could have sworn there was a cleric cantrip that was a.
Is Magic Stone a cantrip, or is that a spell?
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, so they could technically imbue stones with that and then use that to attack, you know?
Yeah. Let's see. Alright. Well, how are you looking with your level up?
Yeah, I'll try Warcaster. And I can-
Warcaster.
Yeah.
I have to go look at the wording of that again.
Still after this. After I click next. Does be my stuff. Apply changes.
It's the 2024 Warcaster. Ability score increase. Con saves.
You don't get an ability score increase, do you?
Yeah, you increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma score by 1. You gain
That wasn't an
advantage.
option.
That's
on
in
the
the
thing.
2024. That's what
Yeah,
mine
Okay.
says
they're
anyway.
all. But this is the old one.
But no, it has the thing where you can do it for provoking opportunity attack. That's the new thing, right? At the bottom.
Well, the
No,
old
no, no.
one didn't have an ability score increase, I don't think. The new one does. So yeah, the old one just had the, normal stuff.
This is the new one.
Oh, okay. I'll take that one then. That's just better.
Yeah, the new one is
Okay.
better.
Well, so can I delete this out and drag the new one in, and then I give myself an ability score up?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Because I'm on an old character sheet, I can't add it.
I just copy pasted.
You'd have to copy paste it in, or you could
Okay.
try to make your character on a new sheet. But the easier way would probably be just copy paste it.
Okay.
Just kind of a pain. That's somatic. Well, and also the somatic components thing is like a no-brainer for clerics, because then you don't have to worry about constantly putting your weapon away while you cast things. That's actually
I
even better
suppose-
for a cleric.
The options are intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. So I suppose I just do wisdom, right? That seems like a
I assume.
17 now. Cool. Yeah, I'm done. Sorry, it took a while.
No worries. Alright, so yeah, it is the next morning. You are all feeling rested and refreshed. Remember to gain back 2 hit dice as well as get rid of an exhaustion level.
Yeah.
If you have
I-
one.
I will be casting aid as well on the same people,
Okay.
which is Vale and Robert.
Oh damn it! I have so many hit points now.
It's a tough life you live.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like you want me to take some of those hit points away.
That's,
Get drained and touched
you,
again, that's
you
it.
don't have you don't need a request for that. You usually do this.
Be surprised how quickly your hit points can go away.
Well, yeah, but this is like one Ankhag attack, one trap, and you're down.
My level 15 barbarian with 120, and suddenly she's at 10. It's like, what happened? Ah!
Disintegrate or something.
No, just hit very hard by several things. But
And this is with damage reduction, right?
Oh yeah. Just take a couple of giant fire giant boulders, see how you're feeling, even with damage reduction.
Yeah, and a couple of crits.
Alright, so are you heading back into the cave?
Yes, and I think our plan is to kind of hopefully we have bonded with the druid. She's not gonna try to do anything stupid. We untie her. We ask her to borrow us straight to the prisoners and get them out.
Alright, she
Right?
says.
What was this the plan?
She says I would have to go a little deeper into the cave before we burrow. If we want to avoid where some of the other druids are.
Yes.
Alright, so go ahead and pull yourselves on at the entrance. Into the area there at the entrance as you enter this place.
Can I pull it from this new sheet?
I believe so. I mean, you probably don't have a token associated with it yet. Did you guys long rest? Wait, how much HP do you have? That's not right.
No. This. I don't know why that is. It's like that.
It's weird. All right.
It's doubled it for some reason.
So yeah, your new sheet doesn't have a token associated with it yet.
Oh, I think I can upload one.
Alright, well, if you can do that, go for it.
Alright, I uploaded it, but I don't know how to drag it.
Well, you have to click... where is it?
Can I just do it like this?
So you go to
Did I drag the
bio
token
and
on there?
info, edit bio and info. Oh, it looks like there is a token there for your guy.
I can't see through it.
Not yet, no. I have to give you permissions to do all your stuff. Alright, so you did drag it on. Let me set it up. What was your threat color?
Was it orange or is that Robert?
I'm red.
What's red?
Okay, so I'm orange.
Okay. So it doesn't look like you rested. You're at 13 still.
That must be my old sheet. My current sheet should
Oh, yeah, your current sheet is Kaladin's sheet. Is the star your old one or new one?
The asterisk was my new one, but
Okay.
that's still at level 3. Just keep it around so I can like transfer my items and stuff.
Alright, so the star is your new one? Asterisk?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, that's the one that's at 13. Or wait, maybe it's not. Let me try HP.
Because I have 3 sheets currently. I have the first one that I made that needs to be deleted. That's the one that's in under player characters.
That's the asterisk one.
The asterisk one was the one I created with the new rules manually. And then Kaladin's sheet is the one that I made with the new sheet.
Okay.
So just delete the normal Kaladin Kane without an asterisk. You can delete that one.
And then I would Starry Nights.
Yeah, the one that's under the party and the player characters.
Okay. Delete that one.
And you can put Kaladin's sheet in that spot, and then leave the one with the asterisk around in case I need to like look at my items and stuff, because I haven't figured out how to transfer that onto this sheet yet. I'll probably just have to manually make all the items or whatever, transfer them to this sheet.
Wait. I don't see Kaladin sheet, I just see Kaladin Kane. That's weird.
To me, what it looks like.
Wait.
Looks like you did it right.
Huh. It says Kaladin. Yeah, it does say Kaladin's sheet. But
Yeah, Kaladin sheet is the brand new one.
Token is not giving me an option for that. I just see Kaladin Kane. Maybe because it's lowercase? Is that why it's being weird? Oh, yep, that is why. Let me see. Okay. Oh wait, HP temporary. Do you have any auras? No, right?
No auras.
Okay, you were orange. Also, Nil, did you pull your token out yet?
Oh no.
So I only see 2 of you. And you don't have dark vision, right?
Me?
Oh, why'd you pull it over there? Pull it out the entrance.
I was zoomed in.
Kaladin, you don't have dark vision, right?
No.
Okay.
But we should have a light source, I think, on Nil.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that should be set, and you have a light source, which is a light spell or a torch?
I think we're using a light spell for convenience.
Yes, I also had the light spell on my shield, I think.
Okay.
Someone cut it.
Veil, probably.
Yep.
Alright, so you re-enter this area with your NPCs, so I'll say it's just the 3 of you for now. She'll say, do you have a way of getting past the rune traps? She says, I can shapeshift to get past them, though usually I would just burrow into the main druid den.
We do have something that we think we can do.
She says, oh, well.
But this would take a bit of like resources and time. Could you just borrow us around those runes? I think you can borrow in the wall, so you can just borrow us around the runes in the same way as you would borrow us to whatever place where we are going.
She says, well, the stone is not something I usually burrow through, as my spells are more for the dirt. Burrowing through stone takes higher level magic, but I might be able to sort of move along the edges of the grove and get us at least partially in. But yeah, the stone prevents me from getting past the ruins completely, or the runes completely. Well, for now, let's get to where the runes are, and I can make it work from there, she says.
Alright then. Getting the one with the light source. Yeah, thank you. Because I can't really see anything.
Also, it looks like you have no hit points. Nil.
Dead.
Okay.
Your HP is set to nothing. 36 of nothing.
See, every time you move away from me, I hit you with opportunity attack.
Stop it.
We'll have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna stay 5 feet in front of you.
Well, he doesn't have the blade out right now.
Sure.
So yeah, the Aghags are still dead here, but the body of the younger druid is gone.
Does that mean the sword isn't like properly sentient? It's just attacky.
Stabby. The young druid with you seems sad.
Looks like her body was taken care of.
Says the druids
maybe-
probably found it. They may have assumed I died as well.
Well, they'll be happy to know that you're alive.
Yes.
Just remember, when they're gonna want an explanation for what happened, and remember, we gave you an option. We didn't want that to happen.
She just kind of remains quiet. So she will look around. She says, "Oh, traps are still in place." All right. She thinks for a moment. She says, "Give me a bit. I haven't ever actually had to do this."
Is the ground here also rock, or are only walls rock?
The walls are rock. She
I don't know.
says,
Maybe we can just can we not borrow just kind of from here to here, under?
She says we can go through the ground, though that doesn't go deep enough to fully protect us from the blast. We're not supposed to burrow nearby because the runes do sense through the dirt, though it would cushion the blast a little.
Okay.
She says if we go straight down from here, or down into the east, we kind of enter the den area, which is how I'd usually do this. But
Let's
you said
try.
you wanted to avoid meeting any of the druids?
Yeah, that would be very good. And I remember this is actually the place where we got blown up last time.
She says, oh, yeah. I mean, there's just some old artifacts over there. You should probably stay away. She says, you didn't take any of the black chests, did you?
What black chests? What's up with those?
She says, the obsidian boxes, the rune master boxes. I assume you hadn't taken any of them.
Oh, we did take them. We took them. Absolutely, we did.
She says, those are ancient artifacts. You're not supposed to touch them.
There was nothing interesting there. Just a couple of potions. We actually were pretty disappointed. There was nothing inside of tremendous value. Oh, can you remind us, what did we find there? We found some potions and...
You found... components, some potions, I think a scroll?
Yeah, but again, like a scroll, like a normal scroll, nothing...
Yeah,
Scroll.
I think you found...
I think it was like a cantrip scroll.
Yeah, you found a few scrolls, a few potions, and some arcane components, I believe. She says, huh, that's strange. I was told by one of the elders that there's some really valuable old artifacts in some of these.
I don't know.
Maybe valuable to some, no offense, Vale, nerdy wizard, but not valuable to most people.
She says, no offense taken. I can only see the future and control fire with my mind, but sure, I guess I'm just some nerdy wizard. She gives you a bit of a look.
I didn't need to study to learn how to control fire.
We can't all be as, we can't all just punch things that annoy us. I guess that's the epitome of your study.
Anyhow, yeah, we were very, the box was interesting. It had some puzzle on it. That was easy enough for Vale to solve. But other than that, really nothing nothing too crazy. Maybe your elders don't really know what they're talking about.
Give me a persuasion.
Let's test it on the...
The elders are extremely wise, but they did lie to me about the night and the stars. I mean, I assumed they had known about the majesty of night. I don't know why they would lie to me about that. Anyway, let's try to get you where we need to go. She says, for now we'll stay away from the sealed boxes, as the druids would be upset if they know you had tampered with them, especially the ones that the Guardian is watching. So she is going to start chanting as the earth seems to quickly move aside for her.
The who? Sorry, the Guardian.
She says, "Yeah, there's a guardian in this cave that seems to guard several of the obsidian boxes. It's a very powerful ancient construct, I believe, but we don't we don't disturb it. It'll attack anything that tries
There
to
was
disturb
no guardian
boxes.
in that room where we have taken the box.
She says, "Oh, it's deeper in, but
Okay.
yeah." So she's gonna start burrowing down, kind of down and under this way. I assume you are following her.
Yeah.
So go ahead and delete your tokens as you're leaving this area.
Damn, those runes are... Wonder if they will appear again if we dispel them, or is dispelling them a way to get rid of them? Because
That's a good question.
Because it could easily take almost all of our resources. Two of them, yeah, kind of like 150 components for each. It could be quite resource heavy.
Vale would say there could be another way to get past them. I mean, as
Yeah.
the druid said, they simply assume Ankeg form and they can move past. And the spectral hand was another clever way of doing it. I don't know. She says, we might want to consider our abilities and see if anything would help us. My guess would be teleportation would also help.
I'm not like, I think some of us in some way can get through, but if all of us want to get through, it would be quite difficult, I think. I'm not sure if there is some like mass invisibility spell that can hide us, or not sure. Or could we all all hide under a big church bell and just kind of turtle through?
Actually, moving in some sort of like a box that's durable might not be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Like just try blocking the blast.
I'm turning towards Vale. Last time you were hit by it, what did it feel like? Was it sound wave? Was it some kind of a force?
Oh no, it was force damage. Force damage is very recognizable. It's it's very dangerous magical energy that can do damage to your insides as well as break bones depending on how it hits you.
Yeah, so not many objects or materials can actually withstand it. So moving in a box, I don't know. Not necessarily.
Well, as you pointed out, components can be quite useful, so it wouldn't hurt for us to experiment and see what we can figure out.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe we'll find some on our way.
So you're just traveling at the moment. Just give me a bit to look at something.
Luke, can you remind me what was the name of the clan? Stone Shard or Stone
Deep Rock.
Deep Rock?
The
Yeah.
Deep Rock Grove. Why is my Roll20 suddenly getting weird? I haven't even looked at the 2024 NPC sheet. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm having some issues. Let me try to refresh. We're getting close to the end here. I was hoping to get through the next scene or two. Ugh, come on, Roll20.
Yeah, I don't mind if, just because it'd probably be good for the other two to be present while like really important stuff happens. I think this is a good session for the three of us.
Okay, Roll20. What is your problem? There we go. At least it's sort of refreshing now. Okay. Well, what time is it? We have 3 minutes. I want to at least get you on the map here. Let's see if I can at least do that before we call it. We'll have some exploration to do.
When she's burrowing, is she burrowing like an ankheg or as some kind of badger? What forms is she taking?
So she is using magic, and actually, who has knowledge nature?
Wrinkle.
Grinkle.
Oh, he's trained. If that matters.
So he would, if you're kind of asking, he would say, I think it's some kind of cantrip, but I forget the name of it. It's like dig.
Okay, but she's not becoming a burrowing animal. She's just using magic to move Earth, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. She's I'll say it. Yeah, it looks like she is just kind of gesturing as the dirt quickly like moves aside as she moves through, kind of going through the loose dirt. That's probably why all the dirt down here is more loose, because these druids and these ankhegs continually burrow through it.
Mm.
Okay,
So
gonna
they've
work now.
aerated the dirt.
Oh, come on, there we go. All right. So she comes through.
So are we going basically one floor down now?
So you've gone down probably 60 to 100 feet. You've gone down a good distance. I'll pull your tokens in again, kind of before we exit here. You still have your light spell. I'll just pull everyone in since we'll pick it up
And
next
then there
time.
is basically a shaft above us, right? The one we came down.
So you came through kind of the wall here. There's a spot where the dirt is parted. There's a lot of rock in this cave, so it seems like you have to be very like particular, at least for this type of movement. Most of this cave that you're in is solid rock, but there are some dirt spots that look like they can be burrowed through.
What Robert is immediately thinking about our ways of retreat in case something goes wrong. Is there a way for us to get back up?
Yeah,
And if
so
not,
there's still a hole in the wall here that you could kind of
okay.
go into and start.
It's like a hole at an angle that maybe curves a little bit, but you're able to climb up. Okay.
It looks
Gotcha.
like the cave also is kind of slanted upward to the south of you. And if she sees you kind of looking around, she'd say, well, if you came down here naturally, this would be the way in. But yes, we can take. I can burrow us out, though the earth most likely had caved in behind us because it is loose dirt. So it'll be harder to get out the way we came unless you have me with you. But in case you are
Yeah.
separated from me for some reason, you can get out this way.
Okay, we
Thank
can
you.
get out that way, and this way we will likely have to somehow go past ruins anyway. Because that's what we avoided now.
She would say, all right, well, actually, before I get much further, let's do MVP votes and end here. Good job, everyone. Sorry we were down some people.
That's all right.
We get the votes in?
I haven't looked yet. Probably. I've just been taking notes. Looks like Nil with 2 votes, your MVP. Congrats.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I had a good session. I'll see you next week. I'm out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, good,
Yeah. See
good
ya.
session. See you next week.
Yep.